Well, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're not going to do a guitar review. We're just going to talk about guitars, specifically Gibson guitars, and more specifically their headstocks and why they break. Right here in my hands I have my 2001 Gibson SG Classic. Bought it new off the shelf. I have some other videos on YouTube here in my channel specifically talking about this guitar. You know how much I love it. My favorite guitar to play live. It's a workhorse. It's never failed me. But I believe there's a flaw in the design. Now someone who's an amateur guitar builder, really into guitar building, I've learned a lot over the past few years about guitar design and learned a lot specifically about Gibson guitar designs and learned about this, the headstock. Now, why does this guy break? They're notorious for it. You can look it up. You can see, more repairs on this area right here of Gibson's than probably any other guitar out there. Now, it's all in the design of the headstock. Now, Gibsons typically use a one-piece mahogany neck. Now, they do use other woods, so you don't have to comment on that. I'm aware of that. I own a Gibson acoustic with a maple neck, but for the most part, Gibson uses mahogany. And as I said, it's one piece. Now, if you know anything about wood, you know wood has grain. And in this case, the wood grain is going up and down. So, if you look at the headstock right here, I'm trying to raise it up here, that grain is going straight up. But what happens? Ooh, you can see my hand is still going straight, but all of a sudden, it's pitched back. Now, this design, while innovative for a certain reason, is also flawed. They do this to kind of increase the not increase, but improve the tone of your guitar by having the breakout angle of the strings right here off the nut. Kind of, it's supposed to help your tone, maybe help your sustain a little bit. But it is, while classic and does function, it does have the slight flaw, and that's that wood grain right here, because the wood grain is going straight, and all of a sudden you've pitched that wood back here. This, like I said, this is a one-piece neck, so that's one piece of wood. So that means you have to cut that wood grain. So that makes this area right here a lot weaker and a lot more susceptible to breaking when it takes a dive or you drop it. Now, Gibson addressed this in the 70s, I believe it was, when they came out with, the wood came out like this and kind of had a dip. It was called a volute. It gave a thicker piece of wood right here to kind of increase the strength of this area right here. They've also gone back to pitch and all that stuff. Now let's talk about this. This is pitched at 17 degrees. It's quite severe. And I know for a while there they pitched it to, I think, 14 degrees. But in 2000, I think maybe it was 2000, maybe earlier, somewhere recently they've gone back to the 17-degree pitch. But this one is at 17. I've checked it, even though it's a 2001. I don't know if there's before or after that, but this one is definitely pitched at 17 degrees. Now, for that reason and that reason alone, that is a weak joint, and it's a flaw in the design. Now, Gibson could easily fix this, and other guitar companies have addressed it while still maintaining this basic characteristic of a design. And more specifically, because I have one here, Paul Reed Smith has addressed this, and I'm gonna show you the difference on this guitar. Why I think the Paul Reed Smith headstock design is far superior to the Gibsons. And as I said, I love this guitar. It's my favorite guitar. Love it. But I think the Paul Reed Smith design is better, and I'm sticking with this specifically. I'm not getting into Fender headstock designs and all that stuff. I'm trying to go with more, three on the side style guitars as opposed to the 6 on the side. And by that I mean tuners. So this is the Gibson kind of style, because Gibson kind of is notorious, and not notorious is the right word, but they're kind of known for this kind of headstock. So let's look at this design, and now let's look at this other design, and I'm going to compare them side by side. We have here a PRS SE Zach Myers, but this information kind of goes with their USA models as well. Right here, we're going to look at it from the side. Now you can still see they do have a pitch, but this one's at 10 degrees. So that means that one piece neck, that grain is going to be a lot stronger because it doesn't have such a severe pitch. Now if I put them side by side, you can really see the difference. This guitar looks almost straight next to this one. You can see how severe that pitch is. And it's a simple solution, but elegant one. You can still maintain a decent break angle here to get good tone out of your guitar, get good sustain, and get the strings coming off the nut better, but you can get a stronger headstock. How great is that? I mean, I'm still kind of perplexed as to why Gibson hasn't chose to change that, and why they went back to 17 degrees as opposed to 14 degrees, which is still pretty extreme, but a little bit stronger joint here. You know, I guess they're stuck in their ways. You know, Gibson, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I think it is broke. I think it's a design that's flawed. So there you have it. It's in the design. That's why Gibson headstocks break. Doesn't make them bad guitars. They're excellent guitars. I love this guitar. It's just amazing. It sounds great. But I think that's the one inherent flaw in Gibson designs that cause these headstocks to break. You know. So I hope you got some information out of this. You know, it's not just some guy rambling. But it's my opinion, and I hope you learned something. Feel free to comment below if you have a different take on that. I love to read and hear all different opinions on this matter. I love to learn. So if there's stuff I didn't touch on, please comment below, and maybe I'll do more videos about it. And I appreciate any input in it. As I said, I'm learning. I'm just a guy who likes building guitars, likes playing guitars, likes talking about guitars. So I just wanted to give my take on that. So thanks for watching. Please check out some of my other videos if you have a free moment. You know, it's just a guy talking about guitars, and I'm just a guy like you. Just a guy here in the music room of my house where I keep all my guitars, and also the guest bedroom. It kind of serves many purposes, and I just like to play guitar and talk about guitars and build guitars. You know, I'm just an average Joe. So check out some of the other videos. Hit like, hit subscribe if you want to see some more videos, because I have some other stuff planned. And I really appreciate you coming out and watching. Thanks for watching. Peace.